What receivers are out there? Do you think that they might? Do you think there might be a way that they? Because I don't think Marquez Valdez-Scantling is going to be coming to the 49ers now either. With Green Bay trading away Devontae Adams, is there a receiver that could come in and help out this offense? Because they need another receiver. I like Ray McLeod as a punt returner, but I don't kickoff returner, but I don't want him playing receiver on a regular basis.
Well, there was Juju. He just went to the Kansas City Chiefs, another team that's
right.
making a big, strong push. And I think the last guy that a lot of people like, Julio Jones.
There we go.
There, for me, I'm against it, but I'm also the guy campaigning to trade George Kittle because he's almost 29. I mean, Julio Jones is 33. Julio Jones has missed half of the last 2 seasons. And if you look, zero wide receivers in their 30s had more than 1,000 yards last year. So just at his age is why I pause. And the fact that this year is supposed to be not historically good, but an unusually good crop of wide receivers in the draft, I'd like to take advantage of that. If you could get a starting level wide receiver and a deep threat in round 3, got to take advantage of that if it's that deep.
Yeah, if they can, because that's definitely that group really seems like there's some speed in that group from this year, from the combine, and some talent at the wide receiver spot. So I'm with you there. For me, Julio Jones, if you can get Julio Jones on a team friendly deal, I think it's smart to go do it. One of the things, I know he's old, he's maybe slowing down, but when you go back to 2012 when the 49ers brought in Randy Moss. Mm-hmm. So that was, somebody brought this up on Twitter a couple of days ago and said, so it made me think about it. And so I went back and, they've both averaged around the same number of, in their career, about the same number in terms of yards per reception. They're both like 15 and a half, right, throughout their career. In 2010, which was Moss's last season before joining the 49ers, because he was out in 11, that year he averaged 14 yards per reception. Last year, Julio Jones in Tennessee, 14 yards per reception. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those statistical oddity things, but it's like,
that's cool.
But when Moss came to the 49ers, he wasn't a big player, right? He was like 500 yards receiving that year, but he had some big catches and he was a big time. He's a good player opposite with the way that they ran their system. And I could see Julio Jones, if they bring him here, I think I'd like to see him be your number 3 receiver over Juwan Jennings.
Well, sorry, go ahead.
And I was just going to say, and maybe that's why you're not seeing the 49ers make a move for tight end 2, is because if it's going to be Julio, because you can kind of use Juwan Jennings in that tight end 2 role in terms of your pass routes and maybe even blocking a little bit inside because he's so tough.
Well, one way I look at it is I really think that Deebo Samuel's usage as a running back is going to only increase. I think he's just getting started with this role. And I think he's going to be their leading rusher next year. Maybe not in terms of carries, but in terms of yards. I think he's going to get more than 100 carries next year. And I think they're probably going to need a starting caliber wide receiver. Because right now it's Ayuk and Deebo. But Deebo's a running back now. He's going to get catches too, like Roger Craig did. And he's going to play some wide receiver. But he's going to get a lot of carries. They probably do need a starting level wide receiver, which is why they were interested in Marquez Valdez-Scantling to begin with. And Julio is a starting caliber wide receiver. As long as he can stay healthy for 17 games or 14, that would be great.
Yeah, if you can get him on a team-friendly deal and expect him to do that kind of a thing, I think it'd be a good move. And I'm with you. If you can get Julio Jones on a team-friendly deal, and then you get out there and you get into the draft and you bring somebody into the draft, one of these younger guys to maybe fill his role down the road, I think that's the best way. And
they need 2 more, right? They have 4 wide receivers on their depth chart.
Yeah, four that you would consider, NFL guys.
They need 2 more.
Yeah, you need 2 more, and so if it's Julio Jones or whatever, I think that's good. I think we might even see some changes to the offense with Trey Lance running the show.
Yes.
Maybe they're going to go to more 3 receiver type sets where you're using a receiver as that other tight end kind of role and stuff like that. So
I'd like to see that, because with Jimmy, it was all about constricting the field and creating this phone booth of effect. And with Lance, I think you're going to want to spread the field as much as possible, and he can do it with his legs, his arm, and you could do it with more wide receivers.
And I think that helps out if you want to run the zone read kind of stuff. I think it is almost better if you spread them out to open up those gaps up in the middle where the 49ers are strong.